Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
Wake your ass up, fool. John Jay and Rich. What's crack-a-lackin'? This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John Jay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to me and in the place to be. And you're listening to John Jay and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
There's two things going on in Kyle's life that I don't know how to bring up. Which one do you want to bring up? The bananas or the gas?
I don't care. Either one.
Bring up the gas.
Okay. So let's just for a second have an adult conversation about a somewhat juvenile topic, shall we?
We shall.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure that we are adults about this, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm worried about these two over here.
I know.
This
I know,
is
represent.
adult subject. Okay.
So toots happen. Let's just put that out there, okay? There we go.
Oh,
I
come
knew
on,
that was
grow
coming.
up.
Here we go.
All right, no, seriously.
I know,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Toots happen.
So every once in a while in our house, when somebody gets bad gas, we call it bagasse. And when bagasse happens, there is protocol, right? If you're in the car, you roll down the window. If you're standing next to people, you walk away or waft it. Or at least that's my protocol. But this happened, and my husband and I got into somewhat of an argument over it. So I think when you have some bagasse, you waft it so it like breaks up the little smelly particles in the air, right? And like gets rid of the smell quicker.
Fair.
That's what you think.
That's what Scott says.
Oh, Scott is wrong.
No, that's what I say, but what you said is what he says to me.
Okay, so I'm
He's
on
like,
Scott's side.
no, you're just making it spread quicker. You're just making the smell come everywhere towards me when you do that. I'm like, no, but I feel like I'm like breaking it up.
I'm Team
So-
Scott right now.
But I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like if you get some air around the stinky air, it gets rid of it quicker.
Maybe
That's-
from your stinky area. 'Cause
Yeah.
as someone who likes to share their gas,
Yes, you do. You do.
I'm a big fan of that. I waft it, but I waft it so that everyone can smell it. So without even knowing your argument, the whole purpose for me is to spread it. Here, I'm sharing with everybody here. Hey, everyone. Sometimes you put it right, you cup it in your hand, and I would just go,
Oh no, that's messed up.
Yeah, right
That's
into the
messed
nostril.
up,
You
John
have
Jay.
bagasse, John Jay?
the what?
You have bagasse?
Bagasse.
Bagasse, my
No,
bad.
I haven't had bagasse. I have, because I eat so clean now, I might have air. It's not like, it doesn't
because
smell
you
very much.
cross-tested me once, and then you were like, I don't have bagasse. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you have
It
bagasse.
used to be like room clearing, like I would say extinction level event. Yeah. It used to be really,
A
really,
stink
really.
bomb.
Yeah, I do. I'm a big fan. There's different levels as a guy. You want it sometimes to smell. It's fun, but you always want a loud noise. You know what I mean?
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, not when you're in yoga class. But because I have a CPAP machine, I tend to have a lot of air. You know, the breathing machine. So you guys had a debate about it. And that was
So
it. There was
the
no
debate, you guys just made me lose the debate, I think. 'Cause I was very convinced in my way, just the spreading it out, and he's very convinced that, like you said, that I'm just spreading it out.
Are you doing it like in a living room, or like if you're somewhere like in a mall or shopping, you do it, just walk away, and then you don't
Right, no, I'm talking about like in our house.
in your house, in
Yeah.
your car.
In the car. Well, in the car, you just roll down the window, and it really
The
does.
air
It
does
sucks
take care
the
of
air
that,
out.
yeah.
I refuse to roll down the window.
That's a good trick.
I
No,
actually
that's terrible. That's terrible.
You put the window lock on? That's awful.
I'm thinking about the science of what you say, and yours makes sense, but then so does Scott's a little bit.
I know.
So I don't know. I don't
You know
know
what,
what
Rich?
the science would
That's
say.
exactly what I was thinking in my head. It's science. You're breaking up the particles in the air. And those are the ones that stink. And if you break them up, you make them less strong.
We need a gas doctor
I was going to say, I
to
think we
call
need
and
a
confirm.
scientist
You
in
need an
here.
expert.
You know, just think of
to
a
weigh
fireman.
in.
If you just think of smoke.
Okay.
If there was a little bit of smoke and I'm going like this, to the smoke, it's going to go all over this room.
Yeah, you're feeding it oxygen.
Right. So if you just let the smoke come up, you could probably get out of the room before you get to see the smoke.
Yeah, but you're talking about smoke versus
Hey,
fire.
we have an expert. We have a doctor on the phone.
This is amazing.
This is my personal doctor, Dr. Courtney Hunt, who does all things health. So she will know whether or not this is for real.
Good morning, Dr. Hunt.
Thank you for taking this very, very important medical call from us.
I mean, who else would you call, right?
Hey, is there anybody in your family named Ethan?
No, there's
Oh,
I wish, but no.
that'd be so cool. Ethan Hunt.
You guys ever follow Dr. Courtney Hunt on Instagram? She's very healthy, tells you like how to eat, how to live your life, how to get out in the sun for vitamin D. Sure. So did you hear Kyle's medical question, Dr. Courtney?
They told me that you're talking about flatulence, yes.
Flatulence. That's a medical term.
That is the medical way of saying bagos.
So she's saying that if she fans it, it'll go away. Whereas we think if you fan it, you're spreading it.
I think if I'm fanning it, I'm breaking it up so that the
Right.
smell dissipates quicker.
So as a professional medical person, what do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing. The odorant in the molecule is actually it's a quantum vibration in your nose. So if you fan it, you're actually putting microscopic pieces of the gas from your poo far and wide throughout your home, throughout your work, into the noses of all of those that you love or don't love.
Thanks, Kyle.
So
You
Scott
just
was
did a
right.
disservice for all of us.
So it's best just to run. If you smell it, run.
It depends on if you like the people around you or not. But yeah, if you fan it, you're spreading your odor far and wide. The molecules that you've passed.
Oh no, I
Okay.
got so
Feel
home
to
and
be wrong.
I gotta hang my head in shame. I'm so sorry, Scott. You were right.
Thank you, Dr. Hunt. Thank you very much, Dr. Hunt. Appreciate it.
But Bridget, you know what I want to tell you? It shares a memory. Remember that. It will provide a memory for eternity.
I'm like, did Rich toot in front of you, Dr. Hunt?
Thank you, Dr.
I'm
Hunt.
convinced he does not toot.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
What's up?
Hear you talking about farts.
Yes.
And I know how to capture the perfect fart.
How?
All right, so you sit in a tub filled with water. You get a jar that has a screw lid. Fill the jar with water. Sort of hold it like above the water with like the top just sort of on the surface, but like kind of submerged. You fart. Your air bubble will travel into the jar filled with water. And while it's still in the water, twist the lid back on, and you'll see that there is an air bubble in that water in your jar, and that's your fart.
Kyle,
And then-
Kyle, could you make a video, instructional video of that, please, that we could post?
Oh, sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah, why not? Why
We'll
not?
sell those
The
on eBay.
the visual of that is absolutely hilarious. We go viral more than the Olympic breakdancing video.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for calling in. It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Here we go. I wake up with them. Get up.
John Jay and Rich.
Peyton, what's your deal with the grocery shopping? I like your comparison you were saying.
Well, I went grocery shopping the other day and I got maybe 8 items for dinner and it cost me like $70 something. And I literally was like, okay, so you're telling me that I didn't have to cook in this heat because the same amount that I'm spending on groceries, I could go and spend at dinner down the street at some restaurant? So I'm a little salty at where the prices are for our grocery shopping right now. It's so ridiculously expensive.
I know.
So I'm like, I might as well just go out to eat because
Where would you go?
it saves my time. I don't know, Olive Garden maybe? That sounds good right now.
That's never a bad idea.
I hit Panda Express yesterday.
Or
Freaking
Panda,
love that
yeah.
place.
But even Panda's still really pricey if you don't use the app.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't use the app.
You should use the app.
Oh.
You'll save a lot of money. Like Taco Bell's like $30 to go to Taco Bell
I
for
know
a
it's
meal.
expensive.
Like I don't get it.
You actually said I should have brought this up the other day because I went to that grocery store in LA.
Yeah.
What's that called
Air
again?
One.
It's called Air One, like AIR
I
one,
see
but it's not spelled.
Insta.
It's not spelled that way. It's spelled some weird way. But it's like a foo-foo grocery store, and it's like all the celebrities go there. Like they have the Hailey Bieber smoothie. They've got the Gary Brecka perfect amino smoothie. They had a smoothie that was made out of beef organs.
Ew.
I know.
But it's probably so good for you.
And it was like the fruits and vegetable area was like the most beautiful I've ever seen. Like so full of colors. It looked so.
Is it like ridiculously
expensive?
From what I hear, like the smoothie I bought, like I wanted to get the smoothie because I'd heard about this smoothie. That's the only reason I wanted it. And it cost $20.
Yeah.
For a smoothie.
They have like a whole little like kind of like, you know how those grocery stores have, they have like a little section for like hot food and cold food and you can kind of take it and go. They have a section like that, and it's like all over on TikTok. They have these like sushi sandwiches that they're like fried rice with all the sushi mix-ins.
I saw it.
Yeah, but it's like $18 for a sushi sandwich. Like, get real.
And it's packed. The place is packed. There's a line around the block to get into the line for that. There's different lines. Like for the smoothies, it's just packed with people, packed for people waiting in line. I mean,
Right.
it's
where the
just,
Kardashians grocery shop.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's so cool that I was
I
there.
know.
That's fun.
I'm surprised you didn't run into anyone famous, because I feel like you can't walk into an Air One and not run into someone.
Oh, man, I felt... Well, my sister said she thought she saw Gwyneth Paltrow, but I stared at the woman. I don't think it was Gwyneth Paltrow.
That sounds like that'd be right up her alley, doesn't it?
Yeah. Tracy.
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy. What's up? You're on the air.
Hi. Hey, first, I love you guys so much. You guys make my mornings so great.
Thank you.
But I was just wondering, I'm trying to find that show you guys were talking about terrorists. What was the name of it?
It's called The Golden Hour on Netflix.
The Golden Hour.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I've watched all of Eric, and you have to watch it.
I know. See, thank you. It is a really
love
good
it.
show.
I just can't stand
It
the shows about kids getting hurt and trafficking bother me.
I started it yesterday, and as soon as the detective showed the shirt with the dad's logo, I was like, I'm turning this off.
No, keep going.
No.
Stick
I'll
with it.
tell you.
There is a couple scenes that, I mean, it's hard as a parent to watch,
Yeah,
but
I don't need that.
it turns out in a way you won't expect, and it's beautiful, and it is a fabulous show. You have to watch it.
Okay, then you have to watch
have
Golden
to.
Hour, because Golden Hour, I think, is so fascinating. Right, Kyle, wasn't it good?
It was.
It was so, and it's so disturbing. It's about terrorists, and it's so
Yeah, well,
crazy.
I watch TV all day at work, so
Where do you work?
I mean, how good? I work for LabCorp, so I sit in a doctor's office, and until they have somebody ready for me, I just,
What a great job.
watch things. Oh, it's amazing. I love my job.
I'll come in there.
So
Are you
I'm like been trying
phlebotomist?
to find this terrorist. I am. Yes.
All right, so check it out. It's
Can I
called...
draw your blood?
Yeah, sure. I'm due.
I would love to draw your blood, John Jay.
Well, if you're not...
I wouldn't even leave a mark on you, I promise.
Okay.
Things I've never actually heard on this show before. File that in my
All
cabinet.
right. Tracy, have a great day. Thank you for listening.
I will. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
It's John Jane Rich.
Must have hung a beat, ho.
Maria was listening to the show. She heard something. She heard Kyle's voice, which is music. Kyle's voice is music.
Truth. Facts.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
What did you hear?
Well, you guys were talking about the cats. You rescued the cats, and then Kyle was saying how they wanted to go back into the drain pipe. Like, why'd you take me out of my drain pipe? Or something like that. And it reminded me of the clip, the montage of all of her screamings of the System of a Down song. And I was like, that would fit right in to that song.
Oh, Nick put together that montage.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait.
Chop Suey song.
Okay, so here is Kyle's voice from that clip of what you're talking about. She had to call the rescue team to come in to the bathroom.
Cat was like, why'd you take me from my pipe?
Yeah. And I guess the cat just cannot be with people. Okay. So now here's the song I think Maria's talking about.
Wake up! Wake up! Try my to put a little makeup. I just have to fade away the shake up. Why you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go, create another table. You wanted to.
Okay. So now here it is all mixed together, Maria. Let's see.
Cat was like, why'd you take me from my pipe? Cat was like, why'd you take me from my pipe? Cat was like, why'd you take me from my pipe? Cat was like, why'd you take me from my pipe?
Wait, it's still going? Where'd you get that from?
I'm going to hear that from now on. That's got to be my favorite song.
Oh, wow.
Your laugh went forever.
It's a good thing that's not annoying, you guys.
Well, thank you, Maria, for pointing that out.
Thanks, Maria.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You're welcome.
I have like a backup career just in case.
John, Jay, and Rich.
I need these beautiful things that I...
What's the vibe for predictions, Peyton?
I'm going to tell you if you're popular based on your zodiac sign.
Okay. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, I'm calling from PA. I'm Capricorn.
All right, Michelle. So for Capricorn, you guys actually come in at number 10 on the popular list. So Capricorns, you guys don't really have time to be popular because you guys have things to do. It's not to say that you don't have friends, because you do, but you Capricorns, you tend to have few close friends and then consider some of your coworkers friends too. But you Capricorns, you just don't have that natural ability to kind of just like pop off the way some of our higher signs do.
Yeah, sadly, it's true.
But you got a good group around you. I already know that, Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle, thanks for listening. Thank you so much.
Okay. No
Have
problem.
a great day.
Bye-bye.
You, Blanca.
Good morning, happy people. And I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. So you guys are actually number 2 on the list of being one of the most popular signs. You Sagittarians, you guys have a lot of fun. You look forward to life and you always add your sense of humor to whatever you're doing. You guys have really big hearts and you're really generous, which makes sense onto why you're so well liked.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have
you're
a good
welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Britt.
I know, I haven't. It's not all.
Hello.
She's busy, man.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. Hi, guys.
Hi, Britt. What's your sign?
My sign is a Taurus.
Okay, so Taurus, you guys are number 8 on the list of being the most popular sign. You guys have a lot of style, and you guys have that ability that just draws people to you, but you aren't shy, and you do like being the center of attention, which is good because you actually are really interesting. People love Taurus as long as you don't get into an argument with them. If you get into an argument with a Taurus, it's not very fun for anyone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm not very popular. I don't have a lot of friends, but when I do go out, I tend to have a pretty good group of good people around me.
Heck
And when I
yeah.
get mad, watch out.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Britt.
All right. Thank you for listening,
you,
Britt.
guys.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. You too.
Andrea,
Yes.
what's your sign?
Pisces.
Just like Rich. All right, Rich, you guys come in at number 3 on the most popular list for Pisces, which is pretty fitting for our guy Rich right here. Pisces, you guys would do anything for anyone. You're very selfless, which makes you super popular. You're usually creative and you help us see the world from a different perspective. And Pisces, they're typically social and they get along with everyone.
I think it's one of
Very
the best
true.
readings of a Pisces I've heard so
really
far.
good.
Yeah, we'll take that one, huh, Andrea?
Yes, we will. I'm a day right after you, Rich.
Look at that.
Oh, well, happy birthday on whatever day that is, March 9?
Yeah.
I gotta forget.
You're like, what day is it?
Well, my dad used to get it wrong all the time, so now I get it wrong.
Got you.
All right, Andrea.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Jennifer the Gemini.
Hi, good morning. I'm excited for this one, but scared at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Well, don't be scared because Geminis, you guys come in at number 5 on the list. Geminis, you guys can find a common interest with anyone and everyone. You guys have that special talent of making anyone feel interesting and worthy of themselves. So people love Geminis because of their ability to turn anyone's bad mood into a good one, which you do for us every morning, Jennifer.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate this. I'm going to go with my number 5 and have a fantastic day.
Heck yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
What about for Kyle, the Libra of the group?
Yeah, Libras, you guys come in at number 6, so right in the middle of the list of being the most popular. Libras, you tend to be popular because you're actually really likable. They actually take things to heart if someone isn't your biggest fan, because having a lot of friends and being well-liked is really important to a Libra. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want people to like me. Who wants people to hate them?
Totally. There's some people like that out here, though.
Oh, well, that's sad.
I don't think they're Libras,
Okay.
though.
What about for you, the Leo?
Guys, take a guess.
Number 1.
That's why we did this category.
Leos are number 1 on the list of being the most popular out of all of the zodiac signs. We come out on top. We're known for being extremely popular in the life of the party. We're friendly, we're outgoing, and people just love us. So one of the best things about being a Leo is that we show the same amount of love and loyalty to everyone in our corner. Guys, I just love this. I feel like I should have a crown of the most popular in the room today.
Who are other popular, like who are celebrities that are Leos?
Kylie Jenner.
Okay.
We share a birthday.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so if Leo's number one, you haven't done last place yet, have you?
I haven't done last
Okay.
place.
I'm Virgo. Is Virgo last?
Virgo isn't last, but you're pretty dang close.
Okay, so I thought.
Yep, number 11 on the list, John
Oh my
Jay.
gosh.
Almost at rock bottom. Virgos, you guys don't sugarcoat anything. So being extremely popular isn't always a good fit for you. Virgos, you have friends, but you're not always instantly likable. So you guys can be harsh and critical, which can push off friends. So it's okay if a Virgo isn't the most popular sign. They're fine with being by themselves anyways.
That is also a great reading of a Virgo. All right, if we didn't get to your sign, they're all posted on our website, JohnTandRich.com.
Want to talk or throw some shade?
Oh, yeah. Call John Jay and Rich, 877-937-1047.
Time for Stacks and Hacks, or as Kyle likes to say it,
Stacks and hacks.
Stacks and Hacks. This is where I go over stacks of information that's very, very important. It's going to be life-changing. There are lists of things that are priced too high and stuff where the higher prices are worth it. So I think about that stuff. What are things that are just too high?
Everything.
I was just literally.
Gas.
They say gas. Gas top the too expensive list.
Everything.
Yeah.
Smartphones top the list of things that are worth the expense. Food that's too expensive, meat, fish, automobiles, eggs, clothing, personal care items, snacks, and medicine. But what are things that are expensive but worth paying more money for?
Probably some sort of identity theft protection. That would be worth it.
They say
Audio.
TV, laundry materials, coffee, clothing, shoes, skincare, and personal care items.
Skincare's a good one.
Who's the voice of Garfield?
I don't know.
Pratt.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray was the voice. He agreed to do the voice of Garfield because he thought the script was written by Joel Cohen. He's the guy behind Fargo and Big Lebowski. But it's actually written by Joel Cohen, a different guy who wrote Daddy Day Camp. And Chico by the
Daddy Day
Dozen.
Camp? Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy?
Like
Yeah.
the current Garfield's Chris Pratt.
Okay, but I'm talking about Bill Murray.
I mean, a Coen Brothers Garfield would be really compelling.
I didn't say you were wrong. I was just trying to get into the story. It was about Bill Murray. A third of Americans wouldn't mind living in a van down by the river. 30,000 people were polled. 36% said van life is something they would consider.
No way. I have too much stuff.
Buckle up the next time you get into an Uber. A study found a third of rideshare drivers have been in a crash before. The main reasons are long hours, phone use, and not knowing the area, and passengers distracting them.
I was in a party bus for homecoming my freshman year, and our driver got into a car accident.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it was awful, actually. We got our money back.
Anybody here take Ozempic? Anybody here Ozempic?
No.
They're saying now that they're making Ozempic available for pets. A study found it works on them too.
Why would you do that?
I guess they have diabetes, right? Pets can get diabetes. Cats especially.
Oh, okay.
There's a story going about things that just kind of vanished from our life without anything. And it's true when you think about it. Like, for example, those shoes with wheels in them.
Wheelies?
You just don't see them anymore.
Heelys.
Heelys.
I like
They're called
Heelys.
Heelys.
I would
They're
wear
still
them.
around. They're just not as huge, but I haven't seen them in a long time.
Addie's
What
got a
about
pair.
prizes in cereal boxes?
Yeah, what's up with that?
They switched to QR codes.
Boo.
What about those TVs that had picture-in-picture? That was a huge deal when that happened. Do you remember that?
And what would you just watch two channels at the same
Yeah,
time?
you would have a TV. You'd have a TV with a little TV underneath it. That was a big thing. Voiceovers and movie trailers now, it seems like they don't
None of
really
them do
have
it. You don't have that. Well, because that one guy, that guy died, and nobody took his place.
I said Scott. My husband should have taken it.
He would have been great.
He would totally rock that.
A professional organizer says these are some things to throw out of your house immediately. Like if you're spring cleaning, you know how you clean and do stuff like my garage is a disaster. But they include Tupperware, clothes that don't fit, random birthday cards, and all those pens you've been hoarding for years. Get rid of them. It's weird. I get the Tupperware thing. Clothes that don't fit, especially if they're too big, I feel I might gain weight again and they'll fit.
That's a good idea. If they're too big to throw them out, that way you don't have the temptation.
I can't throw away random birthday cards because I feel that they meant something.
Yeah, I keep all my birthday
hard
cards.
to do
Yeah.
Is this money-saving hack unethical? Instead of buying your toddler a cake pop from Starbucks, right? You've seen those?
Yeah.
They say ask for a pup cup. They give you a free cup of whipped cream if you claim it's for your dog. Some people think it's taking advantage. Starbucks put out a statement saying they're okay with it, actually, if you do that.
I'm sure they're. If Starbucks says they're okay, then it's not.
I know, but is it not? Well, it's still kind of like you're saying.
You're saying it's for your dog.
It's for
when
your
it's
dog,
not.
but it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like my boyfriend's kind of like my little pet, so I would get him a pup cup.
A 43-year-old man was caught with drugs in his luggage twice in the same week at the same Seattle airport, and he's facing charges for possession with the intent to distribute. What do you have for life hacks, Rich?
Let's talk about food. You want to talk about food because there's some food that can help you with your life. In fact, here's a short list of stuff. If you want to be smarter, eat grapes. Grapes, John Jay, I know you love grapes.
I love grapes.
They actually make you process stuff better in your brain. So if you want to learn junk, eat some grapes. If you're stressed out, an avocado or a banana is known to bring down your stress levels right away. If you need to stay awake, apples are more powerful than caffeine. And if you want to lose weight while you sleep, a spoonful of peanut butter before bed actually tells your body to release fat, even though peanut butter is fat. For some reason, that works. For a list of those foods that do great things for you in a hack way and more, go to johnjandrich.com.
I was telling you guys I love grapes. Like, I'm addicted to grapes. So yesterday, Kemp opened up the freezer, and there was a whole bag of frozen grapes. He uses those as snacks. And I was like, that's where my grapes went. And he goes, I bought you 3 bags of grapes. This is my bag of grapes. You ate your grapes. All right, dude.
Has Dutch tried those viral sour grape coated grapes? What are those called? Have you seen those, Kyle?
No. The cotton candy grapes?
No, viral.
Oh, those are amazing.
Sour candy grapes. They're at the grocery store and they sell out, but I bet you Dutch would like them.
The viral sour candy grapes? Those?
Somebody's gonna know. Okay, here they are. They're called Fruit Riot sour grapes, and you keep them in the freezer, and they coat them in sour candy.
Oh,
and apparently they're like addicted. So freshly frozen grapes splashed with lemon juice in a shower and a sour candy coating.
That sounds kind of good.
No, it sounds terrible. Like, I don't want to give. I mean, he already wakes up and eats Sour Patch Kids and Skittles for breakfast.
You
I'm
gotta
not going
put
to give him
him
that.
on. I'm gonna text Dutch and let him know just to make you mad.
Because at least then it would be fruit in there somewhere.
All right, it's John Jay and Rich.
Start your day with John Jay and Rich, or get the podcast on demand with the free iHeartRadio app.
We want to hear about your crazy ex, but you got to keep it short and sweet. Kyla, tell us about your crazy ex. Keep it short and sweet.
All right, short and sweet. Here we go. My crazy ex told me he was in love with me, told me that he wanted me to be the mother of his children, love of his life, wanted to marry me, and what does he do? He gets back together with his ex-girlfriend at the end of the day after telling me all this crazy, insane stuff, told me, my best friends, his best friends, and yeah, it was just a very emotional and manipulative time in my life.
Okay, hold on, Kyla. Hillary, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
My ex lied to me about having cancer to try and keep me in his life.
Wow.
That's bad.
Okay, hold on. Danielle, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Okay, so basically me and my ex watched my dog take a big dump, and then my dog ate it, and my ex picked him up and then made out with him full tongue.
Ew. Gross.
Stupid. All right, hold on. Alex, good morning. Keep it short and sweet.
My crazy ex, they signed their name onto the deed of my house by forging my signature and then tried to sue me for $30,000 and half of my house.
Did you get it?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. Chloe, keep it short and sweet.
Okay, so my ex had his mom reach out to me to make sure my number was still the same, and then repeatedly called me until I answered to tell me he had a dream that I was at the hospital, and then told me that he would drop everything and always be there for me, but he has a wife and kids.
That's gross.
How long was he your boyfriend for?
We were like high school sweethearts, and he's married to the girl that he hated. Quote unquote hate.
You didn't know he was married?
No.
But his mom did. Why was she reaching out to you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm like, why are you guys reaching out to me if he's married?
It was probably him. I've had a couple of those.
Okay.
Just weird.
Jose, keep it short and sweet. Tell us about your ex.
So my ex decided the next day to come over to my house and slash my tires, all 4 of them. But luckily, I had insurance, so I got new tires out of it.
Okay, that's short and sweet. Thomas, good morning. Keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Hey, good morning. So I was active duty, and me and my wife got separated. She decided to call the post commander to ask for spousal support. So, because of her, now I'm married to a man.
That's taking spousal support to a whole new level, I think.
Yes, for sure.
So because of her, you found out you were gay?
amongst other things. But
Okay.
it was a cherry on the cake.
Cherry on the cake.
Well,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, Thomas, thank you. Stephanie, keep it short and sweet. What do you got? Tell us about your ex.
So I had a boyfriend on Valentine's Day, and I was pregnant, and he told me that if I wanted to be intimate with him, if I didn't want to be, that I should have told him before he picked me up.
Oh, that's sad.
Rude. What a
That's
slime
jerk.
ball.
You should call him for jerk X. I want to ask a couple more questions to Hillary. Hillary, you're the one with, what was your short story?
My ex had lied about having cancer to keep me in his life.
Okay, can you give us more details on that?
Yeah, so we were pretty much like at the end of the relationship. I was done with that, and he brought up, he's like, well, I didn't want to tell you, but I just went to the doctor and I have cancer. And then I stayed with him for a couple more months because he kept telling me that he would bring me to doctor's appointments and that he was going to start chemo. And like, he had like typed up and printed out his own paperwork to like
Oh my gosh.
say about cancer details. And there was always an excuse why an appointment got canceled or why the chemo wasn't starting or why his family didn't know yet. So it was all just a huge lie.
So how'd you find out? Like, what
Because he's
was
still alive.
right? But like, you can survive if you have cancer. But like, how did you find out?
Well, I put two and two together because he won't fess up to it since I've confronted him. He just like kind of gaslit me like, oh, you don't believe me in the hardest time of my life. So we're no longer together, but every once in a while he'll still hit me up and be like, hey, I think the chemo is going to start soon. So if you still wanted to be there for me.
That's bad karma, man.
Taking his
Right.
heels in.
Okay, hold on, Hillary.
Oh my
Hold on. Bridget, keep it short and sweet. What's your crazy ex story?
Okay, so one of my exes, he used to collect our hair, and I didn't really realize it at first, but then he started collecting it from my hairbrush, and I kept asking, like, what are you doing with that? And he's like, oh, it's just for, like, a little project I'm doing. And then he started asking me to collect the hair. So I don't really know what he ended up doing with it, but that was just one of the last
You didn't say
things.
what project.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you need a little closure there.
I think I want to know what you're doing
that's
with
the
my
next question.
hair.
All right. Oh, man. Jamie, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Yeah, so when I was dating a guy online years ago, he came out to meet me in Arizona because he lived in another state, and then we decided to have him meet me at my house, and he came over. Later on that night, he was supposed to leave, go stay at a hotel. Well, he refused to leave, and he ended up leaving, but he just went across the street to the grocery store and where I could see a view from my house, and he slept in his car watching my house all night long.
Oh, creepy.
I'm glad you got it out
That's
of there.
over, though, right? You're not still dealing with that, are you?
No, this was years ago. But anyway, I ended up having to get my dad to call him and threaten to call the police to get him to leave me alone because he kept stalking me after that for like a good few weeks.
Okay, that's creepy. Okay. You guys want to vote? I mean, I think...
Yeah.
We're on the same page here with Hillary?
Yes.
Hillary, you should call your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend that said he was going through chemo and had cancer, but he's still alive and he's lied. Tell him that his cancer story got you tickets to see Sabrina Carpenter.
Yay, I'm so excited!
You're gonna go see Sabrina Carpenter tonight. Totally sold out. You get great tickets.
Oh, my daughter's going to be so happy.
All right, hold on a line.
Have fun.
Hold on. That was fun. That was really fun. Johnny and Rich, it's time for Breaking Bad News. Let's say hello to Brenna. What's up, Brenna?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I got bad news for my roommate. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I guess she's kind of my tenant.
Okay. You've been talking to Peyton. Peyton, you've been talking to her?
Yeah.
Okay. For your roommate, for your tenant, I get it. I'm guessing it's someone that pays your rent that lives in your home.
You got it.
I'm assuming we don't have to do a deep dive to say that you're kicking them out, right? I mean, am I right? Am I right?
That's the bad news.
Oh, I hope not. That would not be fun.
Bad news. You get to stay here longer for cheaper. That's never going to happen.
No. Do you get along with your roommate / tenant / friend? Maybe.
Yeah. No, we're good. I mean, we're good because like we live together, so we see each other. But like, it wasn't like we were friends before, because I knew enough not to like move one of my friends in with me, because I would then start resenting them, and I just didn't want that to happen. But we met at work. We're both servers, and so like she asked, and she was looking for a place, and I was like, yeah, I got you.
Oh, cool. And how long have you been? I know the bad news, I know, but how long have you been sitting on this?
I've been worrying about this for so many weeks now, like weeks and weeks.
Do you think this could end the friendship entirely?
I hope not. I mean, I'm hoping that you guys do such a great job asking that it won't even be an issue.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I remember, I'm trying to think, I've had 2 roommates my entire life, right? And the first roommate I had, the guy owned the place, and I rented a room from him, much like your situation. But the only time there was bad news is when I told him I wanted to move out. And I felt terrible, because I think I'd be living with a guy today. He would have, you know what I mean? Like, this guy had a condo on the beach, and I only had to pay $200 a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And I had my own room.
Wow.
I know, right? And then I ended up saving enough money to buy my own place down the street from him. And when I told him that I was moving out, it was like he got in a bad mood. He got upset. It was like, it was horrible.
Why?
Because I'm a hell of a roommate. Right? So then.
because you don't bother anybody.
I
You
don't.
just mind your business.
Then I got my own place, and then I had my friend become my roommate, and that sucked.
Bad idea. Bad news.
Tough.
Yeah, he never paid for anything. He never. I mean, he just. It was. I started getting angry, like you said. I just started to resent him, and then the only way I can get him to move out is by getting married.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I had a bad roommate situation, too. I lived with my best friend, and we don't talk. And, yeah, it was tough, because it sucked, because I really liked her. I really loved her. And now we can't stand each other, so there's that.
Yeah, I don't talk to my friend anymore, just because that's how I am. But I don't think he's mad at me or I'm mad at him.
Yeah, you don't talk to your current friends.
My pride's too big. I would probably never reach out to her or talk to her ever again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
It does definitely take its toll. Like, I lived with my best friend, and I did see it take a toll on our relationship. Luckily, like, you know, it didn't end our friendship, but it definitely put a lot of stress and tore us apart in that time period.
So we have the bad news. It's in an envelope right now.
Sure do.
Brenna, what's your friend's name? Your tenant's name?
All right, you're going to be talking to Jenny.
Jenny. Okay, we're going to call Jenny. We're going to see if she'll jump on the air with us, and we'll tell her that we got bad news to tell her. All right? So you hang tight, and what we'll do is we come back. You're going to pick one of us to read the bad news to her, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Breaking Bad News continues next with John, Jane, Rich. It's John, Jane, Rich. We're in the middle of Breaking Bad News. You got Brenna. She owns a house, condo. I don't know. What is it? Do you own it, Brenna?
I do. I own it. It's a home.
It's a home. And you have a tenant in your home, Jenny.
I do.
And you have some bad news you need to tell her.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been worrying about this for several weeks now, and I appreciate you guys like chipping in to hopefully it'll just be better coming from you guys.
Yeah. I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't, personally.
But do you think this is news that's going to make her angry, or is she going to be sad?
Well, it's hard because, like, some people take things personally, and you don't want things to be personal when you're just trying to survive through life, you know?
Yeah.
So,
is it like...
I don't think it's bad news. I think it's just factual news.
Don't do your OnlyFans in the living room when I have guests over. All right, so what we need is for you to pick one of us. You've got Rich, you've got Peyton, you've got me, Jaja, and you've got Kyle. You pick one of us to read the bad news to your tenant.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I follow you on Instagram, so Kyle.
Oh, no.
Excellent choice.
That's all I got. That's like, I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be like coming from a friend. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's get Jenny on the line. Jenny.
is Jenny available?
This is her.
Oh, hi. My name is Peyton. I'm with John, Jay, and Rich, and we just wanted to talk to you about something really quickly on the radio, if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Jenny. So, Jenny, there was some research done that says that if someone was to give you bad news, or you had to deliver bad news, or you had to receive bad news, that if you receive the bad news or you give the bad news, if you are with friends, it's easier to receive and to give. And that's what we're doing with you right now. We have bad news. We have bad news to tell you. We have bad news to receive. We have all that stuff. You follow me?
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, somebody in your life has some news to tell you, and it's according to them, it's not good news. Now, here's the thing. There's 4 of us in the studio. 3 of us don't know the bad news. The bad news is sealed in an envelope. So when the time comes, and you say when, the person who is Kyle on the show, she will rip open the envelope and read you the bad news. But before we do that, we want to tell you who it's coming from. And when we do that, we want to bring that person up and have you guys chat for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, is life good for you? Everything's good for work and life and everything?
Yeah, everything's great.
Okay, well, does Brenna ring a bell to you?
Of course she does, yeah.
Brenna, you want to say hi to Jenny?
Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Brenna. What's going on?
I just thought this would be easier.
So, Jenny, when you're ready, Kyle has an envelope right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'll open it up. Okay. Hey, girl, I wasn't sure how to go about this, but since you started your new business, you've basically taken over the 3rd room. With that being said, if you want to use that room as your storefront or storage space, I'll need to raise your rent by an additional $600.
Wait, Brenna, seriously? You said it was totally cool if I put some stuff in there for a while I got on my feet.
And that was a year ago, actually more than a year ago. And you seem to be off your feet. I could be renting that room right now, and I cannot because it's filled with all your stuff or your store. And so I don't think that's really fair.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't really said anything about it, and you never really used the room prior anyways, and I guess I just don't really understand where this is coming out of nowhere to me.
Right. Well, okay, I haven't been using the room while you've lived there because you kind of immediately took it over with all your stuff, and I was like, that's fine. Going to start, a small business. You got the little cutter thing, and you got all the cups and stuff, stacked up in the corners, which I get it, but now every time I walk past it, I'm like, that's a room that I technically own that I'm getting zero use for, and then I'm getting zero payment for.
I mean, you said you were going to support me through this, and now you're you don't support me? You don't support my business? I don't...
No, you see, it's not personal. It's not like a personal thing about you. It's like a business thing where I have been actually supporting you for an entire year. Thank you very much. And actually over a year, and yet you haven't done anything about it. And so I'm kind of feeling like...
No. So it takes some time to get a business off the ground and, get a little settled in and start generating profits. And you were on board. You were going to help me by allowing me this space to get off my feet and get things handled. And I feel like now you're looking at maybe a business opportunity you're missing out on. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like she is missing out on an opportunity because she could have rented the room out and she's not. So she let you use the room. It's been a year.
She said I could do this.
Right, but it's been a year. You even said yourself until you get on your feet. So it's been a year now of you using the room.
I'm not completely on my feet yet. I'm still getting there.
Now, I don't know what your side business is, but I mean, she's $600. To me, that sounds like a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the business is, but if you can afford the $600, then do it. If it's not, maybe compromise and say, hey, how about $25 a month?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just thrown off because she told me she was going to support me. She was going to.
Right. So you got the quick. She does the. I don't know if you're just not wearing socks. She does the little cups sales. Like, she like customizes cups for women on Facebook and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's really the
Tumblers,
glitter.
yeah.
Yeah. There's all the junk in there. It's like an exploded craft room, right? But there's like boxes going out, and you're saying that you're looking like you're doing fine.
Yeah, but I invested a lot of money, and there's a lot of time that goes into this, and I have to recoup all of that and really get up and get off my feet before I can afford to, pay for a space.
Or move it into your room, I guess, if that other room's not available, because it sounds like she can rent it and get money.
Yeah, but does she really even want someone else in that room? I don't really think so.
I mean, it seems like it because she kind of wants you out of there unless you're willing to kind of cough up that $600. But I'm not exactly sure. Like,
it's a bit much.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot. But I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal for one bedroom if you're staying there. I don't know, but in regards,
right? Because I'm giving her. I feel like I'm giving her like a cut because that is less than what you're paying monthly for your room, and so like I could rent that out to another person and make more.
Yeah, but I'm your actual roommate. Like, I'm not just occupying a room.
Okay, we're going around in circles here.
Yeah.
So let's move forward a little bit.
I feel like I don't know how much storage room or storage units run, but like maybe are they like $150, $200 a month? Maybe,
No, they're more than that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
You get
geez.
different sizes.
Yeah, whatever
like
size
if
you
it's
get.
depending what size. If it's a smaller storage unit, and you can go and you can grab stuff every other day and work, in your room or in the kitchen, that might be a better financial option for you.
And I've been just thinking about it like this last whole conversation. Like, you've been trying to guilt trip me into doing something when I've already been helping you for over a year, and I don't want that. Like, I don't want this guilt thing hanging over. So you got 30 days. You got 30 days to pay. I'm tired of being nice to you because obviously it's not going to pay back to me. So
What if she made you a cup?
Single.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's just what I need. More junky cups all over the house.
Is there some sort of compromise that you can make? Like
30 days.
Like, because $600 is a lot, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a small business and it's still getting started. Is there like a compromise instead of like $600 that maybe would be more workable?
If she wants to make her proposal, I'll hear it, but I feel like it's a heck of a deal.
It's $600 isn't really affordable for me right now, and I feel like it's a conversation that we can have and we could discuss, but I don't understand why. I feel like you're being kind of nasty about it.
I'm just being straightforward about it, and you're turning it into something personal. Like,
Well, it is personal. It's my business and where I live.
All right. Well, we're going around in circles again. So the bad news is that she's raising your rent, or she's raising your rent because you're using a room in the house. She gave you a year to get on your feet, and now it's time to step up so you guys can discuss it. But that's the bad news. So thank you both for going on the air. Jenny, Brenna, you got it. Nice job, Kyle. Way to read that bad news. It's John, Jane, Rich. Hi, Katie. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I reached out a couple of months ago because I was telling you that I was in an accident because I was listening to Kyle tell her story about her husband when he got sick, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And I was so interested in it that I turned right in front of a truck and got hit head on. But it happened to be a Kia Optima, which was what Peyton's brother was driving. And my car looked similar to Peyton's brother, and I walked away fine, too. So yesterday I was telling Peyton that people need to buy Kia Optimas like we were joking about, or like you guys were joking about.
I thought you were calling to sue Kyle because you said you were listening to Kyle tell her story and you turned into a truck.
No. Oh, my God. I know. No, seriously. But what else was crazy was it was the segment where you guys said, is anyone a doctor in the place? Remember that one?
Yeah.
With Kyle. And I was in the ditch because my car ended up like 50 yards away. And I was like semi-conscious. And then I hear someone like, is there a nurse around? And I was like, that was the segment I was just listening to.
Oh, my gosh, Katie.
I like it that your radio still worked after the wreck, too. That's pretty cool.
It did. And then the Kia Optima thing yesterday with Peyton, I'm like, I've got to tell them. There's something weird going on here.
So did you get yourself another Kia Optima?
I'm going to. I'm still in a rental, but I'm going to for sure.
So you had you're healthy. Nothing happened to you. You got pulled out of there fine.
Yep. Yep, and it took me like 6 weeks, but I'm totally fine. Like it looked when I went to pick up my car at the tow truck place, they said the police said I had died, and I was like, oh no, okay, that's awkward.
Well, I'm glad you're
okay.
okay.
I was really, yeah.
So when they
Peyton's brother's okay.
when they were pulling you out of the car and they're like, is there a nurse? Is there a doctor? They're pulling you out of the car. Like, wait. They're almost done with this segment. Wait, they're gonna go to they're commercial free right now. Wait.
And then I went to the hospital and the trauma nurse, she's like, do you remember what happened? And I told her I was listening to you guys, and she's like, I could see how that could happen.
Oh, my gosh.
What a compliment.
You are the most dedicated listener.
Number one show for people listening getting in car accidents.
We don't want to be that.
No.
We're so sorry.
Well, thank you, Katie. Thanks for listening. We're glad you're okay.
All right, you too.
We'll
Tell
see
your
ya.
brother. I hope he's okay, too.
We'll see you in IKEA.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
John, Jane, Rich.
Don't drunk dial your ex. Drunk dial us. Call our John, Jay, and Rich drunk dial line. 602-888-1933.
We have stuff in storage, right? My wife and I, we put it in storage, and I don't know why, but the storage facility is 45 minutes away from our house.
Don't most people go really right down the street?
Right. Well, there's a place right down the street that I want to move the stuff into, and I got to go through the storage. And I know that I told you guys we have some chairs in there, we have some bar stools, and I don't know what else we have in there, right? Probably my elementary school report cards. I don't know. But I also think going through storage can be very emotional. I get distracted. I go and start going through stuff, all the little things.
Nostalgic.
Right? It's very nostalgic. Didn't that happen to you, Peyton?
Yeah, it did. So my mom has a storage unit. Ours, thankfully, isn't 45 minutes away. It's just up the street. But my sister and I were in there, and I have realized that my mom is a hoarder 100% by looking at this storage, and she has it's very organized. She's a very organized hoarder, but she definitely just doesn't let things go. So there's like an area for my stuff, there's an area for my brother's stuff, and then there's an area for my sister's stuff. But some of the stuff, it's not just like cute little art projects and old school uniforms. She has saved casts. Like how Easton had a cast on his arm, she saved that. She has all of our pulled teeth from when we were kids.
Gross.
That's so funny.
She has so much stuff in there, and it's been really fun going through because there's like baby outfits that I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't get rid of this because, things from the 90s are totally back in style right now. Like, do you know how adorable my future baby will be in this little outfit? I want it all. So I've realized my mom's a hoarder, but I'm also kind of grateful for it because it was really fun to go through and look at all the pictures and stuff.
See, I don't know if I call that being a hoarder. I call that being a mom. You're not a mom yet.
I know. I'm like, I have all of that stuff.
I know.
Everything you named. For my kids, I have all of that and more.
Old casts?
I have old casts. I have old teeth. I have.
She has old cats.
I have old cats as well.
I
have
am not
baby
a hoarder.
clothes.
I throw away pictures of my kids. John Jay's seen it. I know what they look like. I've seen them.
But Peyton, you got it. You're being so nonchalant about it, but you were very, very emotional earlier about it. You said, my mom and dad brought home a box yesterday from the storage. It was filled with
gosh, yes.
my old college letters.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I actually was low-key emotional about that.
I mean, I'm talking hundreds of letters over a span of 6 years.
Yeah.
I made an off comment saying, oh, I'm sorry I let you guys down.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh my gosh. So what that is it's a box of all of my old college letters that college coaches have sent me over the span of what it was 6 years. So from 7th grade till my senior year of high school. I mean, it was a massive, massive moving box of letters just full to the brim of coaches interested in me. And I off the tip said, I'm sorry I let you guys down because I decided to give up my full ride scholarship and transfer schools. So it made my college situation a little bit more stressful. And I didn't finish out my college career as a Division I basketball player, which is what I worked my entire childhood for. Mm-hmm. I mean, I missed birthday parties, hangouts with friends because I was always in the basketball gym. I was always out of town, at a tournament or something like that. And it was actually really sweet because my dad was my coach my whole life, or for the majority of my life. And I always had that coach, player relationship, but it was also my dad, so it was a little bit different and a lot harder, I think. But I thought he was going to be the one that was like, yeah, you did let me down, but it was my mom that said it.
Whoa. What did she say?
She literally was like, yeah, you kind of did. I was like, what? But I also get it. But then my dad was like, no, we're so proud of you and happy where you are now. But I was like, okay.
Yeah, you said my dad's response made me tear up.
Gosh, yeah. I mean, he was just saying how proud he is of me and that, things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And even though, I thought I was going to be playing overseas and, not being here anymore. His response was like, I'm glad you're here and I'm glad things happened the way that they did, even though I was mad at you in the time.
But think about it. If you wouldn't have made those decisions, I wouldn't have bumped into you.
I know.
At the basketball game. And you wouldn't be here with the career of a lifetime.
No, I know. I think about that all the time. Like when I sit at home and Kadeem and I are having like our moments where we're like, geez, life can be so difficult sometimes. We like look back and we're like, we would have changed things in like, our 20s and whatnot, but like we're so happy where we are right now. If I never gave up that full ride scholarship, I would have never moved to Portland. I would have never met my boyfriend. I would have never had the last 2 years of a college experience that I had, which was so great. I got to play and then also like still be a college kid. When you play D1, you don't get that experience. I mean, even D2, D3, you don't get that experience. Where I went to school, I got to go to school, party, play basketball.
Well, you didn't finish the story yet because you're going to get, and then I would have made Kadeem, and then this part.
And then this part, yeah.
This part here.
This is also very, very important.
Can't skip over that with John Jay in the room.
This part.
Yeah. We want our flowers, Peyton.
Yeah, you guys deserve them all.
No, we're glad you're here.
I'm so glad you walked away from a free education. Because then you wouldn't be on our show.
Yeah, we're proud of you for walking away.
Now you fit right in. Except for Kyle.
Yeah.
She's really smart.
Not really.
You use big words all the time.
I still finished school. I'm debt free.
Yeah, but you didn't get a free college education.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to try to tell you guys a story. And I have to be a little careful about it because of some of the definitions of the words I'm going to use. My wife was having breakfast with her dad. Her dad's 85 and her stepmom who's 70. And I guess, my wife went on this father-daughter trip with his 3 daughters. And the youngest daughter, Brenda, Blake's sister, they were meeting in Albuquerque. And when Blake's dad's telling the story, he's like, hey, so what we're going to do is we're going to hook up with Brenda in Albuquerque, and then we're going to go to Socorro, right? And then the stepmom says, Kemp, that's Blake's dad's name, you can't use the word hookup anymore. Hookup doesn't mean you're going to meet with someone. Hookup, you're saying you're going to have sex with your daughter, is what you're saying.
What?
And he's like, huh? What? That's what hookup means nowadays, is what she's saying, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
When you say we're going to hook up, or we hooked up, right? So he's like, what? Oh, my God. So my wife is telling me and Dutch this. Said, you can't use that word anymore. And then I immediately thought of phrases I've said on the show before that now I can't say. I said before and I got written up. But a certain phrase came up about salad.
Okay.
Okay? Sure. I knew Kyle knew what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And my wife is like, what does that mean? And my son Dutch, who I thought was dialed in, goes, what does that mean?
Oh, really?
Dutch didn't know?
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
He hasn't dabbled Urban Dictionary?
So I was all excited. And I can't wait to tell you guys what this means.
Oh
so gosh. I tell them, and they don't believe me. They don't believe me. So they Google it. And the definition of that is so hilarious to read that I took great pleasure in reading that out loud to everyone. And my wife immediately, like my definition was more graphic, but the definition in Urban Dictionary, I think it's Urban Dictionary, was actually just at Google, was so trying to make it as clean as possible.
Right.
But it sounded dirty as
when
possible.
It's not,
Yeah. And I just thought of these terms you can't say. And if you see the TV show Shrinking, Harrison Ford's on that show. He gets the term ghosting mixed up with another term, which is hilarious too. But I think Harrison Ford and my father-in-law are the same age. Did you just look it up, Peyton?
Yeah, I looked up the salad definition.
Yeah, that's what I looked up. And what's the definition? I wonder if we can bleep it.
Can you do that?
What if you?
Okay, it says the slang term indicating the use of one's tongue to.
No. That's not the definition I had. The definition I found was called. I can't even say it. I'll have to tell you guys off air. But anyway, it was a hoot. It was a hoot.
We can't say
That's everything you're looking for.
No, tread lightly, people.
Yeah. So just sharing that with you, that sometimes the terminology nowadays on certain things, like you can't even say hook up anymore.
You can't.
We're going to go hook up with my daughter and we're going to go here. Whoa, you can't say it anymore.
Yeah, that's not
not what that means. And her dad was just like, what do you mean? As he read the newspaper.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like I had one of those moments like a couple years ago with my mom, and she was like, yeah, I'm meeting up with my girlfriend for lunch. And I was like, your girlfriend? Like, what? I was so confused.
Why?
Because it was her friend.
Right.
She was like my girlfriend. Like, yeah, I'm going out with my girlfriends. And I was like, you said girlfriend. Like, what are you not telling me?
Because you had a girlfriend.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a relationship. Yeah, because I had a girlfriend back then. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that's the thing that girls look like. My wife, she has all these girlfriends, and she talks about it all the time. But like, I couldn't say, hey, my boyfriend Rich and I.
Right.
You know what, though? You have dropped partner a lot when we've just met people, and people think we're together.
That's
Right.
true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
That's a good
Remember when we
point.
were at the concert that we went to? And you're like, it's my partner Rich. And it's so sweet that you guys come to the concert.
Yeah. And I was like, no. And we're like, business partner. Business partner. Yeah. Anyway, just sharing that with you. And if you have any other terminology that you can't use anymore because it means something else, shoot us a DM, John Jay and Rich or John Jay Van Ness.
There's always that one person that will always have your heart. It's the only way we know how to rock.
What's a red flag you see when you walk into someone's house, right? We were getting into that. It blew up on our social media, and we're getting back into it right now. Laura, what is it? When you walk into someone's house, what's an immediate red flag?
Hey guys, so one time I had a date with a guy. I walked in his house afterwards, and there's one TV, a game console, a chair, and a stained mattress with no sheets on it.
Yeah.
And then I looked over and I noticed he had some Sprite bottles with spit from chew in them, and I'm like, what's that? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Did you say spray bottles?
You know, Sprite.
Oh,
like,
Sprite. I thought spray, like Windex, like he was filling it up
So
with.
did I, and I pictured him like
what
squirting
in
it.
God's
Like, why
name
would
is he squirting his spit?
Still plenty gross.
That is gross.
It is so disgusting. And I was like, I'm gonna go now. But he looked really cute and well kept and clean. That was really surprising.
Okay, so check this out, Laura. So I was going to read some of the posts on my Facebook that I posted. So Jessica, I said, what's a red flag when you walk into someone's house? Jessica goes, oh my God, I was dating a guy who lived in another state. So we had to plan our visits. He'd been to visit me a couple times, so he saw how I lived and how I kept my house. I went to go see him. Got to his house. His bed had no sheets, no pillowcases on the pillows, nothing, just a blanket halfway pulled up the bed. He had a week plus time to make things decent for me when I walked into. That was the last time I saw him. That told me everything I need to know about who he is and how he rolls, and I am not about that life. I was offended, not even joking. Strongest pass ever. Sounds a lot like your story.
I just thought it was weird, I mean, you want to impress a girl, yeah, you're going to have nice sheets and a well-made bed, I mean, think about it.
You would
if
think.
you want anything to happen.
What about this post? Erica made this post on my Facebook. She says, so what's a red flag when you walk into someone's house? She says, furniture made from human skin.
Oh, sure.
What? Big red flag.
Big one.
Get out or you're the next couch.
Yep.
Disgusting. That wasn't the worst one, though. I actually had dated this guy for years, and he invites me over to his house, and I walk in, and there's piles of dog poo everywhere, and it's like
inside
a 2-level condo. Yes, they had just gotten a dog, a puppy, and they weren't taking up the poo, and they weren't letting him out, so he just pooped everywhere, and I was like afraid for my shoes.
Oh my gosh, that actually just gave me a flashback that I didn't need. I remember I had to be in elementary school or something. And when you're like running around the neighborhood, you make friends. And I went into like one of my little friends' house and they had dog poop all over the house. And I thought it was the most disgusting thing ever, to the point where I was like, I was probably 9 or 10. And I knew that as a kid. Like, that is not okay.
No, it's not. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, thanks for calling in and sharing that story with us.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Aiden, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so you're going to play for Billie Eilish tickets. Got it?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited.
And you have to win. You have to win. You don't just get these tickets. Got it?
Okay. I got it.
It's time for Pop 10.
Okay. This game, there's a lot of points that you can get. Just sort of depends on your imagination and how creative and how quick-witted you will be today. Aiden, you're up against John Jay, Rich, and Peyton. We'll give them a chance to go first to give you a feel for the game, just so you don't feel blindsided, okay?
Okay.
And since we are playing for Billie Eilish tickets, all of the questions have to do with Billie Eilish. You think I was going to say something else? No, I wasn't. Okay. John Jay. Billie Eilish's middle name is Pirate. So, John Jay, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many unique middle names as you can. Go.
Gerardus, Contemporarily, Jesus, Frank, Dave, Carpet.
I don't know if Dave would be that unique, but I'm going to
If your middle name was Dave, you'd hate it.
Especially if it's not even
middle
David.
names you would hate.
It's just casual, the casual Dave.
Rich,
Yes.
Billie Eilish has been vegan since she was 12 years old. This may be a challenge to you, and I'm going to need everybody's help to call you on it if it doesn't count. But you've got 10 seconds to name as many vegan dishes that you can. Rich, go.
Okay, those chicken that are made out of cauliflower, rice, beans, tofu, lasagna without the meat.
Okay, a pretty good start for John J. Rich. Peyton, Billie Eilish has 2 dogs. Their names are Pepper and Shark. So, Peyton, there's 10 seconds on the clock. Please name as many pet names that you can think of. Go.
Jesus, Frankie, Busta, Louie, Luis, Pablo, Daisy, Django, JJ.
My dog listens to radio. He probably looked up like, what?
All right, Aiden. So far, the one to beat is Peyton. Even on 2 hours of sleep, she just smoked the fellas here. So, Aiden, Billie Eilish is obsessed with the TV show The Office. Hopefully you are too, because that will definitely help you in this situation. Aiden, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many characters from The Office as you can. Go.
Okay, so Steve Carell, Rain, John, Jenna, BJ, Morella, David, Leslie, Brian, Kate, Angela, Oscar.
Whoa! I'm dead right now. That's so impressive, Aiden.
Oh my gosh.
She gave the characters and the actors.
That is so big time.
Holy moly. Okay, a very strong round 1. In round 2, a Billie Eilish song will bring me to what your topic is, okay? We move to Rich in this round 2. Rich, you got 10 seconds to name as many different types of birds as you can. Go.
A cardinal, a robin, an eagle, a hawk, a vulture, a sparrow, a swallow, a double-decker bird guy.
I was like, what bird is he talking about?
Double-breasted something.
Hey, this is kind of crazy. We have a 3-way tie right now, John J., Rich, and Aiden. Although John J. and Rich, you might be out after Peyton goes. Peyton, you're up.
I'm the bad guy.
Peyton, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many movie villains that you can. Ready, go.
The Joker, Glinda, Elphaba, Catwoman, I think. The Penguin, I think.
Pretty good.
Okay, Aiden, you have to win this game. You have to beat these guys to win the tickets. Peyton is only 1 point ahead of you.
Wow.
So this should be very easy for you, but go all out if possible. Here is your Billie song.
What was I made for?
Of course, the song was made for the Barbie movie. So, Aiden, you have 10 seconds to name as many toys that you can. Go.
Okay, Woody, Buzz, Barbie, Brad, Swingy.
Yeah! I love that you went for it. And with that, Aiden is our Pop 10 winner.
Oh, Aiden, well done.
Going to see Billie Eilish.
Killed us with that Office question. That was so good. So impressive.
So good.
So congratulations. You go on.
Thank you.
So hold on the line, Aiden. Hold on the line.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
I'm Molly Roberts.
And I'm Drew Goins. Each Friday on Impromptu, we talk through the questions we can't stop thinking about.
Do we need to rethink how much we drink?
Why are companies really asking workers to come back to the office?
Does boycotting a business actually work?
Should we quit social media?
We're here when the news gets personal and the headlines hit home.
Join Molly and me every Friday on Impromptu from Washington Post Opinions.
Find Impromptu wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
One lottery ticket makes a big difference for our state students. And when I say big, I mean bigger than jackpot big. Since 2002, South Carolina students have benefited from more than $6 billion in lottery-funded scholarships and grants, including the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellow Scholarships. With every lottery play, you're supporting our students, and that adds up in a big way. That's why education is our middle name. Learn more at sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.